Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Rick Lax's The End. What is up, beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look around the channel at my past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it, so thank you for that. And also, thank you to all of my patrons for being there and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate you as well. And you know, if you want to support the channel and you want to become a patron, then head on over to patreon.com/TylerLunsfordMagic. You can do all that. The top link in the description, just click it. There, you can help support the channel. You can choose a tier where you want to go, and you get benefits for it. Like this video right now was requested by one of my patrons. So that way, you can get a custom video for you. I'll shout you out. You get to choose a trick that I'm going to review from my list, or you even get to choose one freely depending on which tier you're at. So thank you to everybody, and I understand if you can't afford to become a patron. I totally get it. So thank you for just watching and supporting the channel. If that's all you can do, thank you. So thank you once again for being here, and let's go ahead and get right into this review of The End right now. First off, you need to know what actually is The End. Well, The End is a download by Rick Lax, and the trick itself is where you hand your spectators a piece of paper, you have it laying on the table. At the beginning of the trick, it says The End on it. You say, I'm going to do something that magicians don't usually do. I'm going to tell you the end. Here it is. You hand them that slip of paper that's folded that says The End on it. You set it down, you go on with the effect. You pull out a deck of cards, and you can spread through them or whatnot. Then you ask your spectators to give them a couple cuts, and then they cut the deck, they choose a card, they place it back into the deck, and you say, you remember that paper that I gave you at the beginning of the trick that said The End on it? Well, this is the end. Open up the paper, it has a number on it. You count down that many cards in the deck that has been cut by the spectators, and they cut to a freely selected card. It really is a free selection, and they really do get to choose where they put it back in the deck. And the number that's on the card, they count down, and miraculously, their card is the card that they have dealt down to now. It's a really cool effect. It's mind-boggling. It really is a magician fooler, and I think you're going to like it. But you want to know more about it? Well, that's good, because I'm going to tell you more about it right now. Let's talk about what you'll be receiving if you decide to purchase The End, where you get a downloadable video that's about 25 minutes long, and on there Rick Lax walks you through how to actually perform the effect and everything you need to know to make sure this goes smoothly and you're performing it after the video. I'm sure you have other questions besides what it is and what you received though, so let's start out by talking about how difficult is this to perform. This is almost self-working. There is a couple things you need to know on how this is going to go, but once you watch the video and I'd say you practice, running through it a few times, maybe, you spend 30 minutes just running through it, you're going to have this down, you're going to know what to do, and you're going to be performing this and looking like a crazy magician out there, predicting card numbers and the end of tricks with already written down notes. It's going to be really cool. I do like the effect, and like I said, it's not too difficult to do. It's pretty much self-working for except a couple things you just have to know. How are the angles when it comes to performing The End? The angles are great. You can perform this surrounded, you can do this 360, you're angle proof. Is there any setup you have to do for this effect? Yes, since this is a download, you don't get a physical product or anything, but you don't have to make anything either. You just gotta make sure you have some decks of cards lying around the house. You get the cards you need, you go out and perform, you make sure the deck is set up how you need it to be set up, and then at the end of the routine, you can either go into something else, it's kind of a normal deck. I'm not gonna say it's 100% normal, but you could either close with this or go into something else where your spectators don't need to see every card, because that answers the next question. Is it examinable? Kind of. Not really. They can look at the cards, but I wouldn't let them hold them or anything. I'd like spread them out and they can look through it pretty quickly. You can deal down the cards, The deck is like half normal, I'd say. Are there any negatives to performing The End? I'd say the biggest negative I see with this is that you can't really repeat it. At least I wouldn't repeat this. You have a chance of being able to repeat it, but I would not take that chance and then be like, hey, that's a little weird. I didn't remember it being that way last time or anything like that. So let's just say it's not repeatable. What are the positives to performing The End? I think that this looks really impossible, and it's practically self-working, and it's probably going to be a magician fooler. So you perform this and you can take it to a convention or something, or you can just go out and perform to regular laymen, and they're going to think it's really cool, because I love that there's just this prediction effect inside of it, because you actually hand them something that says the number that the card's going to be at, and then the card's actually there. You deal down the cards, there's their card. Really cool trick. I think that that's a positive. What does this retail as? Well, this currently retails as $10 US, and is that a fair price? Absolutely. I'd pay $10 for this effect. I did pay $10 for this effect, so yeah, I would pay $10. But I think that's a fair price for what you get, a trick that you can do. I just hate that it's not repeatable, but I think it's a nice trick for $10. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. The reason it's getting docked the 2 points is just because the deck is not completely normal. There's a little bit of a setup, and you can't have your spectators, examine it, and that you can't repeat it. That's why it's getting docked 2 points, but it's going to get an 8 out of 10 from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to purchase the end, the link for it will be in the description down below. Now also thank you to Toby Trailer for allowing me to do this review because he's a giving patron. So thank you so much for that, Toby, and thank you to all my patrons, and thank you to you just for staying this late in the video and watching it. And if you'd like to become a patron on Patreon, click the top link in the description, choose your tier, and it's that simple. So thank you so much, even just, like I said, for watching this video. Understand if you can't afford to become a patron, but thank you so much for considering it. So with that said, remember to follow me on Instagram at TyrellMonsterMagic. There I post a lot of different, behind the scenes, Q&As, performances, all sorts of stuff. But thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in another review I post sometime soon. See ya.